Beloved listener, there comes a moment in every soul's journey when the unseen doors begin to tremble with divine energy. When the invisible becomes visible, when what was once denied now declares itself yours. That moment is now. The wealth portal stands open before you, radiant and golden, awaiting your word, your faith, your command. For chosen souls are not chosen by accident. They are chosen because they have chosen the light. They have chosen to remember who they are. Expressions of infinite intelligence, heirs to divine abundance, children of the limitless supply. You are not here to beg for prosperity, you are here to claim it. You are not here to chase after wealth. You are here to awaken to the truth that wealth is already yours in the higher realm, waiting for your recognition to pour into your outer world. The moment you stop striving and start knowing, the portal responds. Divine law does not delay. It simply awaits your alignment. And the moment you align, what is yours rushes forward to meet you with irresistible force. The world teaches you to work harder, struggle longer, and wait for luck. But divine law teaches something greater, that manifestation follows belief, that wealth follows word, that every visible thing has an invisible cause. Speak the word of abundance, and you stir the universe into obedience. Say within yourself, I am one with infinite supply. Money is divine energy that flows through me freely and endlessly. Do not say it in doubt. Say it with the authority of one who knows. For when your word is spoken with faith, it cuts through limitation like a sword of light. The chosen soul does not live by appearances. Appearances may whisper of lack, but truth declares, there is no lack in divine mind. When you see a closed door, know that in the unseen, it has already opened. When you see an empty account, know that the unseen riches are already forming, awaiting your word of acceptance. The law of wealth is exact. You receive what you expect. You are not waiting on God. God is waiting on your recognition. So many cry, when will my blessing come? The answer is always when you accept it. The wealth portal opens not with effort but with awareness. The instant you know that divine supply is your birthright, the instant you cease fearing and begin thanking, the energy shifts. Every cell in your being begins to vibrate with the rhythm of plenty. People, circumstances, and opportunities begin to rearrange themselves to serve your divine order. Money finds you, ideas locate you, miracles seek you, for you have become a magnet of divine wealth. Declare each morning, infinite riches are drawn to me by the irresistible magnet of divine love. I am an open channel for prosperity. I give freely, I receive freely. I live richly in all ways. This declaration is not a mere affirmation, it is a command to the universe. Every word you speak is a seed sown into the field of spirit. Sow words of abundance, and abundance blooms. Sow words of fear, and weeds of lack appear. The chosen soul knows to guard their speech, for their word is law. The wealth portal is not some faraway gate. It is within you. It is your consciousness expanded beyond doubt. It is your trust that divine intelligence is forever unfolding in your favor. When you think of money, think not of numbers or paper, but of flow. A river of divine energy moving through all creation. You are not separate from that river, you are that river. You are the living expression of circulation itself. To block it with fear is to dam the stream, to release it with gratitude is to let it overflow. Gratitude is the password that opens the portal wider. When you give thanks before the evidence appears, you prove your faith in divine law. You align with the unseen truth that all is already yours. Give thanks not for what is coming, but for what already is. Say, thank you, Infinite Spirit, that I am supplied from the divine storehouse that never fails. I am surrounded by riches, guided by wisdom, and prospered beyond measure. Every thank you whisper is a key turning in the lock of heaven's vault. Do not concern yourself with how your wealth will appear. The divine mind works through countless channels, and you need only trust. What is yours cannot be taken, delayed, or denied. The supply that belongs to you by divine right will find its way through the maze of appearances and manifest in perfect time. Do not interfere with the process by fear or impatience, for the universe is exact, and divine timing is never late. Chosen souls understand that prosperity is not greed, but grace. It is not taking, but flowing. You were never meant to live in struggle or scarcity, that is not divine order. Abundance is your natural state, wealth your rightful inheritance. The portal opens when you rise above the thought of lack and dwell only in the knowing of sufficiency. Say within yourself, I am the embodiment of divine abundance. All that I need, desire, and require comes to me easily, effortlessly, and in divine perfection. Every day, affirm that you are worthy. For the universe mirrors your belief. If you feel unworthy, it withholds to match your vibration. If you feel deserving, it overflows in your favor. There is no partiality in divine law. It operates through faith and consciousness. The chosen soul lifts their vibration to the level of what they desire, and thus becomes a vibrational match for wealth. The law cannot fail them, for it is the law of their own being. Remember, divine supply is not limited to money alone. Wealth is health, peace, joy, creativity, wisdom, and freedom. When you expand your consciousness to embrace all forms of abundance, money naturally follows, for it is but one expression of the same infinite energy. As you give love, you receive love. As you give joy, you receive joy. As you give freely from the heart, you open channels for greater blessings to return multiplied. Let every thought, word, and action affirm your unity with divine wealth. Walk through your day as if the portal is open, for it is. Act as though you already possess the riches you seek. Feel the energy of wealth around you. Breathe it, live it, become it. The universe responds not to your wishes but to your state of being. When you embody abundance, you magnetize it effortlessly. The wealth portal is not a secret door hidden from you. It is a mirror reflecting your own belief. The moment you see yourself as divine, powerful, and prosperous, the mirror clears and the abundance flows freely into your reality. Every limitation dissolves before the light of your recognition. You have crossed the threshold. The wealth portal opens now, and it opens for you. The wealth portal opens through faith, not effort. Divine supply responds to inner knowing, not outer striving. Faith is the invisible bridge between thought and manifestation, the sacred energy that moves mountains, parts seas, and dissolves all appearances of lack. When the soul understands that divine abundance is not something to chase, but something to accept, the entire vibration shifts. The universe begins to mirror this new awareness back in tangible form. The reason most people struggle and strive is because they believe effort alone brings reward. But effort without faith is motion without direction. It exhausts the body and confuses the mind. True prosperity is born from a consciousness of ease, from the serene confidence that what is meant for you already exists, and is finding its way toward you through divine channels. Faith is not wishing or hoping. It is the unshakable knowing that the supply is already here in the unseen realm. When one acts from faith, every step becomes guided, every opportunity divinely timed, every seeming obstacle turned into a stepping stone. You no longer chase money, you magnetize it. You no longer plead for abundance. You assume the state of one who already possesses it. The divine law of wealth is precise and unwavering. It cannot be bent by fear, nor can it be fooled by false affirmations. It responds only to the vibration of belief. The more deeply you believe that you are divinely provided for, the more swiftly the outer world rearranges itself to prove it true. Human reasoning often resists this truth, insisting that material effort alone determines success. But divine intelligence operates beyond logic. You could work tirelessly, take endless actions, and still feel blocked, because your inner state contradicts your outer aim. If your subconscious still whispers, I must struggle to survive, the universe must echo that belief back to you through corresponding experiences. Faith dissolves that inner resistance. Faith proclaims, it is already done. Even when the eyes see nothing, it invites divine order to take command of every circumstance, transforming chaos into clarity and scarcity into supply. The wealth portal is not unlocked by force. It unfolds naturally before the one who trusts effort has its place, but effort guided by fear creates tension, while effort guided by faith creates flow. When you act from faith, you are no longer attached to outcomes, for you know that divine law is already working behind the scenes. You do not doubt, you do not chase, you do not panic. You move in rhythm with the universe, and everything you need meets you in perfect time. This is not laziness, it is divine cooperation. The universe loves efficiency, and faith is the most efficient force there is. It cuts away delay, it removes confusion, it brings the right ideas, the right people, the right opportunities to your path as if by magic. Though in truth it is by law, faith transforms consciousness from striving to receiving. It moves the mind from fear to knowing, from waiting to claiming. The chosen soul understands that the outer world is only a reflection of inner belief, and thus they do not chase shadows. They turn inward to the source. They cultivate quiet confidence, a deep spiritual certainty that everything they desire already exists in the invisible realm of supply. They know that divine intelligence has never failed, never forgotten, never withheld. They understand that wealth is not earned through strain, but revealed through trust. The portal opens when the vibration of doubt dissolves, when inner resistance gives way to serenity, when the soul no longer questions but affirms, "It is done." This is why faith is far greater than mere positivity. Positivity tries to convince the mind, faith commands the universe. Positivity says, "I hope things work out," but faith declares, "All is already perfect." Faith does not need to see proof, it becomes the proof. It is the unseen force that draws all good toward itself with magnetic precision. When you walk in faith, you carry an invisible authority that even the unseen world must recognize. Doors open, paths clear, and provision arrives because the vibration of certainty cannot be denied. You have aligned with divine law, and divine law must fulfill itself. The great secret is that divine supply is unlimited, but it can only flow through open channels. Faith is what opens those channels. Fear blocks them, worry tightens them, striving exhausts them, but faith releases them completely. Faith declares, "I trust that what I seek is already seeking me." It removes the need for control, replacing anxiety with divine assurance. In this surrendered state, you become a clear vessel for abundance. Money becomes a current that flows through you with ease, because you are no longer clinging to it or chasing it. You are allowing it. You have remembered that you are one with the infinite source from which all wealth comes. When you live in this knowing, your actions become inspired rather than desperate. You feel a calm impulse to do the right thing at the right time. You make decisions without fear of loss, for you know there is no loss in divine mind. You give generously, knowing that giving and receiving are one continuous movement of energy. You speak with power, think with clarity, and move with grace, because faith has replaced tension. You have ceased to labor under the illusion that you must force your good to appear. You simply hold the vibration of abundance and let divine law handle the details. Faith is the invisible currency of the universe, far more valuable than any coin or note. It is the spiritual wealth from which all material wealth springs. The more you cultivate it, the more every area of your life transforms. It is not limited to money. It governs health, love, creativity, opportunity, and peace. When you walk by faith, you move through life with the calm authority of one who knows they are divinely backed. You are no longer swayed by appearances because you understand that appearances are temporary reflections of old beliefs. Through faith, you imprint new beliefs upon the invisible and allow the visible world to catch up. The wealth portal is open to all, yet only the faithful can walk through it. It cannot be entered by doubt or fear, only by divine certainty. When the mind quiets and the heart believes, the unseen becomes seen. The chosen soul does not wait for outer evidence to confirm their worthiness. They affirm their worthiness until the outer world must conform. They know that divine supply is already present, circulating through infinite channels, waiting for the vibration of acceptance. They know that they are never in competition for good, for the universe is vast and endlessly abundant. What belongs to them comes effortlessly by divine right. Faith lifts consciousness above limitation. It breaks the illusion of separation between you and your good. It allows you to step into the flow of divine order, where everything unfolds with ease. You no longer fight against life, you cooperate with it. You no longer force outcomes. You allow divine intelligence to orchestrate them perfectly. Every act of faith opens the portal wider. Every word of trust calls forth more abundance. Every moment of gratitude strengthens your magnetic field. The chosen soul understands that faith is not an emotion but a spiritual position. A stance of unwavering certainty that divine supply is always on time, always exact, always complete. When you walk in faith, You do not see obstacles, only opportunities for divine demonstration. You do not complain about delays, for you understand that divine timing is aligning the best possible outcome. You do not fear loss, because you know nothing real can ever be taken from you. You move forward as a co-creator with the infinite, aware that every step taken in faith multiplies your blessings. The world may call it luck or coincidence, but you know it as divine law in action. The more you trust, the more the universe proves trustworthy. The more you rest in divine assurance, the more abundance flows naturally. The wealth portal opens wide before you, not through striving or struggle, but through the quiet, commanding power of unwavering faith. Your spoken word is the key. Every declaration of abundance commands the universe to obey. The word is power, the vibration through which creation itself unfolds. Every word you speak carries energy, and every sound you release becomes a command to the invisible forces that shape your world. The universe is obedient, exact, and infinitely intelligent. It listens not to your wishes but to your words, for your words reveal your belief. When you speak from lack, you affirm lack. When you speak from faith, you summon abundance. Every word is a decree, every sentence a seed, and whatever you declare must eventually manifest according to divine law. The chosen soul understands that the tongue is not a tool of idle speech, but a wand of creation, capable of shaping reality with precision. In divine order, nothing is random. The spoken word activates spiritual law, setting unseen forces into motion. The moment you declare something with conviction, you release energy that travels through the ethers, attracting all elements necessary to fulfill it. When you say, "I am prosperous," and you mean it, the universe begins rearranging circumstances, opportunities, and ideas to match your vibration. But when you say, "I am broke," you affirm a different law, and that law too must obey. Words are not small, they are cosmic codes. Each carries a frequency that resonates through the field of infinite intelligence. To speak abundance is to harmonize with the divine symphony of prosperity. To speak fear or doubt is to play a note out of tune with the divine order. Your word is law to your own subconscious mind, and your subconscious creates according to the pattern you give it. When you say something often enough, your subconscious accepts it as truth and reproduces it in experience. If you repeatedly declare that money is hard to earn, your subconscious ensures that reality matches that statement. If you declare that wealth flows freely to you, it creates channels through which that truth manifests. The law is impartial, it cannot argue or reason, it can only obey. This is why the wise soul guards their speech as sacred. They do not joke about poverty, they do not speak of limitation, they do not discuss failure, for they know every word impresses the creative substance of the universe. The power of the spoken word is ancient, older than time itself. In the beginning, creation began with a word, and that pattern continues through you. You are the living extension of that same creative force. When you speak with awareness, you participate in divine creation. Every declaration becomes a decree sent forth to command light into form. Say, "I am rich," and divine intelligence must respond, for I am is the name of power. It is the affirmation of being itself. When you attach abundance to I am, you join yourself to infinite supply. When you attach lack to I am, you bind yourself to limitation. The words that follow, I am, are sacred blueprints that determine the structure of your life. Many souls do not understand why they remain in struggle, yet their own speech condemns them daily. They say, "Nothing ever works for me. Money doesn't stay. I can't afford this." And then wonder why life mirrors these statements. The universe is exact and literal. It gives you what you affirm, not what you hope for. Hope is passive, declaration is power. Every time you open your mouth, you are issuing a command. The question is, what are you commanding? The chosen soul learns to speak only of what they desire, never of what they fear. They replace complaint with command, gossip with gratitude, fear with faith-filled decree. They speak light into every situation, knowing that their word carries divine authority. To command abundance with your word, you must speak from conviction, not desperation. Empty affirmations hold no creative force, for they are filled with doubt. But when you speak with faith, your words become charged with spiritual electricity. The energy behind the word matters as much as the word itself. When your heart and voice are aligned, your declaration becomes unstoppable. Speak your good as if it already exists, for in truth it does. In the unseen realm, it is already complete. The spoken word brings it from the invisible into the visible, from thought into form. Say, I am now open to receive unlimited wealth, and mean it with every fiber of your being. That statement becomes a spiritual decree that reshapes your world. You do not have to know how it will happen. The law knows. Your task is to declare, believe, and remain faithful. Do not contradict your declarations with doubt or fear. If you say, I am prosperous, and then spend your day complaining about money, you cancel your command. The universe cannot respond to mixed signals. Speak once in faith and remain silent in trust. Silence after a powerful word is not emptiness, it is gestation. Just as a seed grows unseen before it breaks the soil, so your words germinate in the invisible before they appear in the visible. The chosen soul speaks their word and then rests. Knowing the law is at work, your word is not limited by your circumstances. It is greater than your environment, your history, or your current bank balance. When you speak abundance, you are calling upon divine law, which overrides every human condition. You may have nothing today, but your declaration begins the process of transformation. The universe rearranges substance to match your conviction. Divine intelligence opens paths that your reason cannot foresee. People, opportunities, and ideas are drawn to you as the visible expression of your spoken truth. You begin to experience synchronicities that are not coincidence but confirmation that your word has been heard. To use your word effectively, you must speak only in the present tense. The universe responds to now, not later. Do not say, I will be wealthy, for that postpones your good. Say, I am wealthy, and let the law establish it in your present reality. Do not say, I want abundance, for wanting implies lack. Say, I receive abundance now. Speak it often, not as repetition but as renewal of faith. Every time you declare, you strengthen the energetic pattern in the invisible. You are reminding the universe who you are, and what belongs to you by divine right. Your words become the architecture of your reality. This power also extends to how you speak about others. When you bless others with your words, you activate divine law in your own life. Speak success over others, and success returns to you multiplied. Speak generosity, and you become a magnet for generosity. Words of envy, criticism, or judgment carry low vibrations that block your own flow. The chosen soul knows that every word sent out returns, for speech is circular. It must come back to its source. Therefore, they send forth only that which they desire to receive. Their lips speak blessings, and blessings surround them even in silence. Your inner words, your thoughts, carry vibration. The unspoken word is equally powerful. The inner dialogue you hold shapes the same creative field. The outer word is simply the echo of the inner one. So guard both carefully. Replace every negative thought with a declaration of truth. When fear arises, say inwardly, divine abundance is my reality. When doubt whispers, say, infinite supply never fails. When appearances frighten you, say, I walk in divine provision. Each declaration realigns you with truth. You are never at the mercy of appearances when your word is rooted in divine knowing. Your word must become your faith made audible. Speak it with love, for love is the carrier wave that amplifies all good. Speak it with gratitude, for gratitude seals the vibration of completion. Speak it with conviction, for conviction commands. When your voice becomes one with divine intention, the universe cannot resist your decree. You are not speaking as a mortal hoping for miracles. You are speaking as a divine being affirming truth. The universe is not separate from you. It is an extension of your consciousness, always listening, always creating in response to your word. You hold the same creative essence that spoke galaxies into being. The power that formed worlds resides in your own speech. You are the vessel through which divine intelligence expresses itself. Every word you utter sets forth invisible forces that shape matter, time, and circumstance. When you speak with awareness, your life becomes a masterpiece of deliberate creation. You speak and it appears. You declare and it becomes. You affirm, and the universe moves to fulfill your word. The wealth you seek is waiting in the invisible, responding to your vibration, awaiting your decree. The moment you speak with faith, the command is issued, and the universe obeys. Gratitude and worthiness are the magnets. The chosen soul attracts limitless wealth by aligning with divine love and trust. Gratitude is the vibration of completion, the energy that says, "It is done." When you give thanks before the manifestation, you prove your faith in divine law. You demonstrate that you already believe in the unseen supply, and by that belief, the supply becomes visible. Gratitude transforms your entire consciousness from waiting to receiving, from striving to allowing. Every word of thanks sends a pulse through the universe, calling forth more reasons to be grateful. It is not a mere attitude but a spiritual frequency that resonates with divine abundance. The grateful heart never lacks because it vibrates in harmony with the rhythm of giving and receiving. Gratitude opens every door that fear closes and illuminates every path that doubt obscures. When you awaken in gratitude, you are declaring to the universe, "I recognize my good." You are saying, "I see the divine hand at work, even before the evidence appears." This recognition aligns your vibration with divine love, and divine love is the magnetic current that attracts supply. Love is not only an emotion but the creative energy of the universe itself. Gratitude amplifies it, giving it direction. When you feel thankful for the money you have, no matter how little, you multiply its essence. The act of appreciation increases circulation. For what you appreciate appreciates. The universe mirrors your inner state, and when it sees you giving thanks, it sends more of what you are thankful for. Gratitude is the law of increase in motion, a living affirmation that you are already provided for. Worthiness works hand in hand with gratitude. To feel worthy is to accept that divine abundance is your natural inheritance. Many souls block their prosperity, not because they lack opportunity, but because they secretly feel undeserving. They pray for wealth but hold guilt, shame, or self-doubt in their hearts. Divine supply cannot flow through a channel clogged with unworthiness. The universe can only give what you are willing to receive. When you know that you are a divine expression of infinite intelligence, you understand that to receive is holy, not selfish. You realize that your abundance blesses others, for as you prosper, you become a living example of divine order. Worthiness is the door through which wealth enters. Gratitude keeps it open wide. The chosen soul cultivates worthiness by remembering who they are in truth. They are not beggars of the divine, but heirs to the kingdom of infinite supply. They do not plead for blessings. They claim them with calm authority. They know that divine love never withholds and that lack is an illusion born of fear. They do not ask, "Am I worthy?" They affirm, "I am one with the source of all that is good." This affirmation dissolves every trace of limitation. The energy of unworthiness cannot exist in the presence of divine knowing. As you claim your worth, you open yourself to receive without resistance. You become an open vessel for the universe to pour its riches into. Gratitude and worthiness together create a magnetic field of attraction, stronger than any outer effort. When you combine a thankful heart with the consciousness of divine worth, you send out a signal to the universe that says, "I am ready and deserving of all good." The universe responds immediately because it recognizes its own vibration in you. Gratitude aligns you with the frequency of abundance. Worthiness gives you the capacity to hold it. Without worthiness, blessings slip away. Without gratitude, blessings stagnate. Together, they create endless circulation, a continuous flow of giving and receiving. The chosen soul lives within this flow, neither clinging to wealth nor fearing its absence, for they know the source is infinite. Gratitude does not require perfect conditions, it creates them. When you give thanks in the face of lack, you override the illusion of limitation. You declare that divine order is already working behind the scenes. Gratitude turns your focus from what is missing to what is present, and by that shift of attention, your reality transforms. The law of mind is that what you focus upon expands. When you focus on problems, problems multiply. When you focus on blessings, blessings multiply. The act of sincere gratitude multiplies your good, because it magnetizes more of the same frequency. You cannot dwell in thankfulness and lack simultaneously. The two vibrations cannot coexist. Gratitude is the higher frequency, and when you sustain it, it dissolves every lower vibration. Worthiness is not arrogance. It is divine confidence. It is the recognition that you are an expression of infinite intelligence, and therefore abundance is your natural state. When you deny your worth, you deny the divine that created you. When you affirm your worth, you honor the source that made you in its image of wholeness and completion. True humility is not in denying your power, but in acknowledging that it comes from the divine. When you accept that you are worthy of love, health, success, and wealth, you align yourself with divine order. The universe delights in expressing through you. It cannot flow through resistance, but it flows effortlessly through faith and acceptance. When you combine gratitude and worthiness, you become an irresistible magnet for divine supply. Money, ideas, and opportunities begin to gravitate toward you, because you have become a clear channel of positive energy. The universe loves a grateful soul, for gratitude is harmony, and harmony attracts all good. The universe loves a worthy soul, for worthiness reflects divine recognition. When you walk through your day with a heart full of thanks, and a mind certain of your worth, you are in complete alignment with abundance itself. You no longer chase wealth. Wealth flows to you by natural law. You no longer worry about timing, for divine timing becomes your ally. You no longer fear loss, for you know that what is truly yours by divine right can never be taken. Gratitude also dissolves the energy of envy and comparison. When you are thankful for what you have, you no longer look outside yourself for validation. You understand that every soul has its divine portion, and that no one can take what is yours. You bless the success of others, knowing that their abundance proves the law at work. The grateful soul never competes, for they live in the consciousness of plenty. The ungrateful soul, living in scarcity, competes and struggles, blocking their own flow. Gratitude lifts you out of competition into creation, out of anxiety into peace. You no longer look at the world as something to conquer, but as something to cooperate with. Divine love flows through you, and that love attracts every resource you could ever need. Worthiness, too, frees you from the illusion of earning your good. Divine supply is not a reward, it is a reflection of consciousness. You do not have to prove yourself worthy, you must only remember that you already are. The chosen soul no longer asks, "What must I do to deserve abundance?" but instead says, "I accept abundance because I am one with the divine source." That acceptance is what opens the wealth portal. You move from begging to blessing, from seeking to receiving. You become the vibration of prosperity itself, and prosperity can do nothing but find you. Every thought of self, judgment, guilt, or shame weakens this magnetism, but every thought of divine worth strengthens it beyond measure. The combination of gratitude and worthiness also activates generosity. When you feel abundant, you naturally desire to give. Giving keeps the current of divine energy flowing. As you give, you prove to yourself that you have more than enough. This proof expands your consciousness and invites more supply to flow. Gratitude for your current blessings and the knowing of your worth create the perfect atmosphere for circulation. Money flows where love and gratitude reside. For love is the essence of supply and gratitude the acknowledgement of its presence. The chosen soul gives freely without fear of depletion, knowing that every gift sent forth returns multiplied through divine channels. When you live in gratitude and worthiness, you begin to experience a lightness of spirit. Life no longer feels heavy with effort. You walk through each day aware that divine abundance surrounds you in every form: beauty, opportunity, wisdom, and love. Every interaction becomes sacred, every event meaningful, every challenge a disguised blessing. Gratitude turns obstacles into openings, and worthiness gives you the confidence to step through them. You begin to see that abundance is not something you earn, but something you allow. It flows as naturally as breath when you stop resisting it. Divine love wishes to express through you as prosperity, and gratitude and worthiness are the channels through which it flows. The chosen soul understands that wealth is not measured only in coins, but in consciousness. The one who feels rich in spirit cannot remain poor in form. Gratitude lifts the soul into the vibration of joy, and joy is the highest currency in the universe. Worthiness anchors that joy into material form, allowing it to manifest as comfort, success, and fulfillment. Together, they form the secret of divine attraction. The grateful heart opens, the worthy mind receives, and the universe responds. Every breath of thanks draws new blessings closer. Every affirmation of worth invites new supply to appear. Gratitude and worthiness are not practices to perform occasionally. They are states of being to live in continually. When you dwell in them, the wealth portal stands open before you, radiant and eternal, pouring its golden light through every part of your life.